nachos.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams who need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's the Cowboys going up against the Chiefs. With that, let's send it out to our broadcast team. Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis with this Week 2 matchup.
All right, Larry, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Let's go!
Prescott on first down. And his first pass is incomplete. Here's the offense, and I don't know what more you can say at this point in his career about Jason Witten.
You just give him full respect. This is a guy who knows how to do everything on the football field. Not just catch the ball, but huge in the run game with his blocking at the line of scrimmage.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. He sets to fire deep. And got his man complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. And now a first down following that long gain. A first down throw for Prescott. That is incomplete. And a glance now at the Chiefs' defense.
Tom Ali's stock and trade is a quick first step to the quarterback, and he knows how to finish when he arrives.
A second down throw for Prescott. Looking left sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Dante Moncrief that time. And that'll make it third down. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
Fourth down, Prescott. got Moncrief. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
Brandon, I have one word for you after that completion for a first down.
Lucky?
Analytics.
Well, the analytics say you punt the football there.
So we're changing to analytics as we go, right? What a big-time play for them, and really took a big-time chance.
Yeah, big-time first half chance. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
On second down, Prescott again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Defense is going to every game talking about winning the early downs to make third down a difficult assignment for an offense. On that play, the defense accomplished its goal.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. Prescott yet again. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Prescott on third and goal. And that is incomplete.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on fourth down. But things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's Hill, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And they talked about how important the passing game was going to be against that defensive look. Good job there, going to the air for the first down.
It's all about preparation. It's all about planning. And then it's about execution. So put it all together in practice. Okay, this is what we think we're going to see. This is how they get to it. And then when the game comes, read it and attack it.
And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Demetrius Harris, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. And now the defense for Dallas.
Sean Lee is a linebacker with an exciting mix of tackling ability and coverage skills.
Coleman. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a third down and 6 to go.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run. Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, not it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
On the ground, it's the first carry here for Jamal Charles. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14.
Let's go. Green, 39. No. Check. Patriot.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And able to find Conley. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And they're able to move the chains as they convert on 4th and long.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. And that is incomplete. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. Just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Here's Coleman on the toss. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
So they get the field goal, but part of that was a 14-play drive to get the 3.
Normally, when you hold the ball that long, run that many plays, you end up in the end zone. There's a breakdown on the defense. Something happens. In this case, that didn't. But really good ball control by the offense. They're hoping that they can wear them down if they keep having drives like that.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The man with over 1,000 catches, Jason Witten, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
Here we go. Brand 38. Let's round. Ohio.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for him, too.
They go play action here on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
A first down throw for Prescott. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. On second down, Prescott again. A dump off to Elliott. Oh, what a move. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Prescott to throw on 4th. And it is incomplete. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter as they take over here 1st and 10. Starts with a handoff to Coleman. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
They're going to look to throw. Conley's got it over the middle. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
All right, here we go.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Back to throw. He gets it complete to Harris. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. So they still get the completion even though the blitz was on. But the blitz got there. Does that stay in the mind of the quarterback the next couple plays?
That's what you're hoping for. That's what you're planning for. It's a little risk reward, right? You're leaving your guys on an island back there in man coverage. But you take the chance that you get to the quarterback. And so he gets completion here. Congratulations. Keep coming at it, and hopefully it pays off by the end of the game that you're starting to get to him while still able to cover on the back end.
Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll try and sneak it here. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. When we sat with the coaching staff a couple of days ago, they said attacking that defensive look with a run, something they wanted to do, it was effective.
And they were extremely confident, weren't they? Their planning, their preparation, they knew what they were going to get in that defense, and they were able to attack it accordingly.
Now this time he'll look to throw, and this is incomplete.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. It's brought in by Harris. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough. Swing the tight end free downfield for the completion. Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down.
Let's go. Green, 39.
Going with their tight end on 4th. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Demetrius Harris, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Here we go.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. 2nd down following the run.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all. But they'll...
Touchdown, Cowboys! Dante Moncrief, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure. We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead.
Here we go now. Green.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll drop the throw. And he finds his target, Terrence Williams. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, nice move. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Just 1 yard to go here on second down. Hopkins, the one receiver right. Shift together here from the D-line. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Randy Gregory in there to get him for a loss of 5. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And
the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
And here comes now a play fake here on first down. This will be caught at the 2. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Chris Conley, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead. He's got it. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they get 28 yards on that one. And it'll be first down, Cowboys. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Prescott looks to throw on first. They find some open field here. It's a gain of 21 that time. And the Cowboys are going to get a first down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. A first down throw for Prescott. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Jason Witten, the intended target. And now it's second down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they'll lose a yard then. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Third down, it's Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete. The Cowboys' all-time receptions leader, Jason Witten, the intended target. And that brings up fourth down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out come the Chiefs now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll come out in the pistol. Back to throw. On the screen, this is Coleman. And an alley to run. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now it's the Princeton man. This is Spencer Ware. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. So they ran against the 4-6 defense. Not only did they run against it, they tried to run it right up the gut.
And that's really not a great place to go when you're running against what is commonly known as the Bear defense, made popular by those great Chicago Bears teams. No place to go right in the middle of that.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Terrence Williams, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. Good pass. Oh, this is blocked. This is going the other way. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The second half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on.
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Justin Houston in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. And now they're in the hurry-up. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. He's going to launch. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Coleman now. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Back to throw here. Wide open receiver complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is going to get out of bounds through the end zone, and that will go as a turnover as the defense will get it at the 20-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have two remaining here before we get to halftime. A second down throw for Prescott. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65.
Here we go.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. A dump off to Elliott. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On second down, Elliott. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
3rd and short yardage. Prescott finding time. He's going to let this one go deep. This is intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, and it's second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Harris has it over the middle. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position end up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
He'll look to throw. On the screen, this is Coleman. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
This fielded at the 2. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game, a chance for the offense. Momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Now, that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Prescott now on 2nd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the sackmaster, Justin Houston, who comes up with it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Here's Coleman, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Looking to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Cedric Thornton, the one that got him down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And ready for 3rd and 6.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Randy Gregory in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Made his first. This now from 42 yards out. And Santos yanks that one a bit. No good. Wide to the left for Santos. And this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Prescott throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They go play action here on 1st down. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to air one out. And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, though.
It does test the mental processes of the team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep this confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to a stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did, because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
Caught left side, Hopkins. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
But it was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Shift together here from the D-line. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. 3rd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Screen pass to Charles. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
They'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Taking it about the 16. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, you gave up a score last.
And he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. He'll look to throw. He gets it complete to Harris. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there are more people there to get him down.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. 2nd down to the offense needing 5 yards.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. So there on that play, offensively, they were in the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. This will be caught at about the 6. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. They'll run it with Coleman. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tevin Coleman with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. A first down throw for Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. Let's see what the defense dials up here. 3rd and 4. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. On 1st and 10, Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dante Moncrief with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cowboys cut into that lead. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that? What was
maybe
that?
they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hole, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
And now here comes Kansas City. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. This is Coleman. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation.
Back to throw now down, and that's incomplete. He was looking for James O'Shaughnessy as tight end, and that'll bring up second down.
It's always a good play when you're able to bat a ball away or down, because if you actually tip it in the air, now the offense is getting a second shot at catching the football, or another receiver may come along and grab it out of the air and turn it into a big play. So if you make a play on the ball, make sure it's knocked away or down. Otherwise, there could be some jeopardy.
The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Offense needs 11. Have to think pass here on third down. Hopkins, the one receiver right. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. He'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a fourth down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Here we go now. 3-19. Back to now, Barney. Check 24. Leopard.
The play clock's running down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Able to find Harris, complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. It's a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive? And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense. I like that even better.
They will run again with Coleman. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down. Here's Cairo Santos now for the Chiefs field goal. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good, and that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And now Dallas Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They go back to the air here after the INT. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
His throw incomplete.
Give him credit for batting it away, but unable to come up with the interception. And sometimes that joke does come true. Guys are on defense for a reason. Maybe their hands aren't quite as skillful as the guys on offense, but a lot of credit on that play for just knocking it away.
On third down, it's Prescott. Throwing right, and that's complete. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. A great read, and it's picked off. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more...
Totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Bryce Butler, the intended receiver, and it's third down. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Prescott yet again. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. He'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. They come up in an offset eye. He'll look to throw. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
On second down, Prescott again. Going right side, he has Witten. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Completed pass on second down. Now it's third down as the defense looks for the stop. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. On third down, Elliott. And he'll fight forward to about the... Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Everyone come forward. Come on, let's go.
Running with Elliott. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. That one good for 10 yards. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Give it. Five on the carry there, and it'll be second down. See if they stay on the ground for second down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Come on, let's go.
On play action, Prescott. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. 23 yards on the play. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. Prescott off play action. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And now here's another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on.
Great game, baby.
Continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking.
Yeah, all that shit talking. See what happens?
As an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, baby. That's why I went and got him. That's that safety I told you about, that 1-for-1.
It's called being in the zone.
That's exactly why I got that nigga.
They make amends for their week 1 loss by winning
He got 7 picks on the season so far, I think. I'm mad you put out my boy, though. Yeah. Yeah, I'm mad as fuck at that shit.